So how about the Infinity Wars trailer? Infinity War, I should say.
Thanos, just all the Thanos memes.
Yep. Yeah. Apparently it was the most watched trailer ever.
Yes, I'm kind of excited for it.
I'm pretty excited.
Especially with that ending.
I saw it like right after I was posted. I was like, what? Oh, crap.
Yep.
We've been knowing it's been coming, but it's just seeing
Here it is.
there. Yeah, so May. Woo. At least we have that while everything else is falling apart, right?
Oh, God.
Anyway, we're here to talk about ponies, though, not Infinity Wars and gauntlets and other things.
And other things, yes.
Hello, welcome to Pony 411. This is episode 206 for the week of December 3rd, 2017. I'm Nemesis, and joining me as usual is Alca7raz. Yes, we're in the final month of 2017. We're still going.
We're still alive somehow.
Yep. We're still doing the podcast thing. We got stuff to talk about still, believe it or not. We got some news. Not a whole ton of it, but
For
still a
2
significant
weeks
amount.
worth, this is like our
It's
standard
still kind of
1
significant.
week.
Yeah, this is not standard 1 week. You are inflating things in your mind again. Stop it.
Maybe. We have a lot of merch news.
Anyway, we have news. We have a comic which we wish we could have gotten to last time, but it wasn't here yet. We're going to go back and talk about an old episode of the show, and of course we got some fan content at the very end of the show as well.
Yep.
So probably should go ahead and get started with all of that. If you want to follow along with the news, go to pony411.libsyn.com/show notes. It's spelled LIBSYN. All the links are there to get for further in-depth things. So to get going with convention stuff, John Delancey is returning to BabsCon.
Huh.
Yep. They announced that with their Black Friday stuff, which is irrelevant now.
Which is irrelevant. That's gone. Here and gone.
And Everfree Northwest has announced Ryan Beal and Ingrid Nelson. If you don't know, Ryan is the voice of Zephyr Breeze, which of course makes him super excited. Because the voice of Rainbow Dash and Zephyr Breeze are going to the same convention.
No.
So he's happy, huh?
No. Right? Nothing against the voice actor. I just absolutely hate that character.
This is fun. In fandom news and whatnot, Hasbro has a new YouTube series called Hasbro Stories, and one of them is about Megan McCarthy.
Cool.
Yes, and apparently her penchant for redeeming villains. Except for Tyrek, oddly enough. He's not redeemed.
Or Chrysalis.
And she wrote both of those. I don't know.
She has a penchant for doing something that we only see her do like half the time. Okay.
That's what she said.
All right.
Anyway.
Well, she's done more than just ponies.
Yeah. Well, that's what she said, particularly she's talking about specifically about Pony.
Maybe like the antagonists that aren't big villains.
She also wrote Amber Walks, and that wasn't a redemption thing. Don't believe her lies, I guess.
I guess.
YouTube is now resuspending accounts using new Lunar and video titles.
Yeah, that
I suspect it's just the algorithm once again, just just recatching them. And because they didn't whitelist them or anything. Because, no, that's a smart thing to do. Whitelist if the channels are fine.
The smart thing to do would be just get rid of the stupid algorithm that doesn't work right.
Hasbro is matching every toy donation to Toys for Tots up to 1 million toys.
$1 million.
Yes. No, toys. Which will probably be more than $1 million.
Probably.
Will be, because toys are $1 a pop. I know this for a fact.
Yes, you do a lot of toy buying, don't you?
Hippogriffs are coming to the Gameloft MLP game.
Hey!
Yep, hippogriffs.
Hippogriffs.
Yep. And Littman Jewelers is doing pony jewelry. Right now they only have earrings and necklaces. But they're a thing you can buy.
Yes.
Let's see. The site loads, I can tell you how much they are. Let's see. Pendants are $50 and earrings are $40 and charms are $40.
It kind of reminds me of the jewelry that Hot Topic had for a bit, because they had some earrings and necklaces that looked very similar.
Yeah. The Equestria Girls Minis Rarity Relaxing Beach Lounge set has been revealed. And, yep, she comes with a beach chair.
And a cardboard cutout Pinky.
Yes. And a spike. Because, of course.
Yes, of course.
And a basket and a book.
And a whole bunch of accessories. Because
coconut drink. And
Rarity needs her accessories.
Suntan lotion, I guess.
Coconuts. They have hair and they have milk. So does that make a coconut a mammal?
No. Stop it. Don't go there. Clip and Go plush keychains have been revealed. These are little, I guess, tiny little chubby pony things.
Chubby. Yeah.
Pony blobs.
Blob.
No Applejack.
Pony blobs.
Spike gets one, but no Applejack.
Oh.
That's just cruel and unusual, Hasbro. Come on. Spike getting one and not Applejack. They just want a spring for the hat. I'm almost certain that's what half of the reason is why Applejack gets not a lot of merchandise, because of the hat.
The hat. How can you have Applejack without her hat? So you have something that can't have
the bean counters go look at that and go, nope, cost too much.
And they're not just going to make Applejack without her hat, which they could, but...
Then people will say, where's the hat?
Where's the hat?
Anyway, new Hasbro 5-inch plushies are coming, and these will have brushable manes. Instead of the manes we got now.
Yeah. Brushable stuff. So similar to like the TY kind of thing.
Brushable manes and tails. The reboot Sunset Shimmer doll has been found in Toys R Us, and she's also available online with the rest of the Humane 7. They've been found. They're coming. So if you're interested in those new dolls...
They look better than the old ones.
Yeah, they're available. So go check them out if you're interested. And new Fashims and Squishy Pops are coming.
Those are the little ones.
Yes, and I have a couple of them. They're fine. I mean,
they're kind of neat.
Little gummy things. Really, don't chew on them though.
What if they're actually gonna make a gummy one if they haven't already?
Probably not.
It's a gummy.
Wave 4 of the All About Brushables has been revealed on Amazon, and they are Photo Finish, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Tempest Shadow. I believe this is the same Tempest Shadow that is in the was in the Friendship Festival set that I reviewed a couple months ago, I think now. By the way, you should check that out. But except minus the glitter. So there's that. If you're looking for a Tempest brushable, which I know some people are.
It's Tempest. Why wouldn't you want it?
Get your edgy waifu. Speaking of Tempest, though, Hot Topic is selling the Tempest Shadow Funko Pop online now.
Yay. So you don't actually have to walk into a Hot Topic.
Yeah, Funko Pops. If you're still into those, it's $12.50 plus shipping. I don't know if she's not in the sitting pose like the previous ones are. She's in a standing pose. Anyway, and the final bit of merchandise news. Rainbow Dash sofas are available at Walmart.
Yep.
They're for children, though.
And the child in your heart.
For children, not you. You're too big. They are small. They are very small.
They are small.
They are quite small. They are very much child-sized. You will not fit. Don't subject the Dash to that.
Please don't.
Even she doesn't deserve that.
Hey, now.
In comic news, Equestria Daily has a preview for Friendship is Magic number 61, which should be coming out shortly after this episode airs.
Yay.
Yes, this is the one with the UN type thing in it. And IDW's February comic solicitations are out. Friendship is Magic number 63, a boycott against Sweets and Peril's Sugar Cube Corner. Will Pinky and her friends be able to convince Ponyville that desserts are still worth having? And Legends of Magic number 11, the legendary ponies meet up with the last member of their hoped-for team, the magnificent Star Swirl the Bearded. Before the team is complete, Star Swirl must overcome suspicions about one of the group. Untrusting. An untrusting jerk. What a surprise. Plus, the My Little Pony Omnibus number Volume 4, which contains issues number 38 through 50. In Equestria Girls news, a music video for the Equestria Girls Forever song is now out. And School of Rock and Queen of Clubs shorts are now on YouTube. Because they've been releasing them one by one every week.
Yep.
So eventually we'll get caught up to the Discovery Family Go app.
Yep, eventually.
And in Friendship is Magic news, the second half of Season 7 is now available on Netflix.
Yay!
Yep, so you can rewatch it there. See some good episodes. I personally recommend things like Once Upon a Zeppelin.
It's a good episode.
And Nick Confalone has confirmed he's written a few episodes for Season 8.
Cool.
Yep, so he's back. That's cool. And that's the news. How about that? We're done.
How about them apples?
I'm talking about apples. I'm talking about pears.
I'm talking about pear. Ah! Hey, pears are okay now. We know this, and Applejack can't deny it.
Oranges.
She went to go live with the oranges.
Pineapples.
As long as they are on pizza.
I wonder if she has strong opinions on pineapples.
Pineapple
They're
on
not
pizza.
Apples.
They're not apples. How can you have pines and apples together? That makes no sense.
Anyway. Being of pineapples on pizza, fine.
Yes, they are.
Fight me. Anyway, moving on. We have, the comic which came out actually quite a while ago, 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Over 2 weeks now, but we're still going to talk about it because we didn't.
Because we haven't yet.
Yes.
And we want to.
It is Legends of Magic number 8. In which Stygian has now read up with Rockhoof has saved his butt. Sorry, butt. Yes, and they do, and they have to kind of, well, let's see, they have to divert a river because they need to fight bears. Magic bears that are made of sticks. That sounds familiar.
Timber bears.
Yeah, timber bears.
Or something like that.
Something like that, yes. What do they call them specifically? Lumber bears.
Lumber bears.
Yes. Why do they just call them lumbears?
Lumbears.
Yeah.
You mean like lumbar?
Lumbar puncture.
Lumbar support.
Basically, yeah, so they have to save, they have to, divert a river to stop bears, and they also eventually meet up with another member, I guess, of the legendary ponies here.
Yes.
So that's more or less the story.
It's interesting. It's definitely building up. I like it.
Yes, it's building up, but it's kind of weird because one of those, it's pretty clearly the middle of the story, so it's kind of hard to judge on its own.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's right smack in the middle, so it doesn't really have a proper beginning-ending type thing. Well, except for a cliffhanger. Which, I mean, they have to fix it because otherwise, well...
we know how it ends, we just don't know how it gets there.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting, actually, continuing the story of assembling these equestrian Avengers.
I was going to make the same joke, you just beat me to it.
Good. That's how it should be. Yes, it's actually a pretty decent one. Let's see. Written by Jeremy Whitley, art by Tony Fleeks, and colors by Heather Breckel. Yes,
I think she's been coloring all of these.
Yeah, pretty sure that's what she's been doing. So, yeah, it's actually a pretty decent one. It builds off the last one pretty well. Hopefully this isn't a big waste of time because apparently this is continuing all the way through, at least through issue 11. This is only issue 8.
Yeah.
So hopefully it doesn't wind up tanking in the middle or anything, or at the end.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing the show how we brought one in and then introduce us to the next one.
Assembling
That's how they're
team.
doing each individual comic.
Yes.
For
There'll be
one comic per hero.
Yep.
Sort of.
As the team builds.
Yep.
So far, it's still pretty good. It's kind of weird about recommendations or whatnot because of the fact that it's not done yet.
It's hard to recommend something.
So
that
far,
hasn't
it's
finished.
good. We'll just say that.
Yeah, so far so good.
We'll just see how it goes. And that's the comic. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the episode. An old episode we said as such earlier. An old episode. It's actually season 1 episode. Which one is it? How about Follow Other Friends?
Finally, we're getting to this.
So this episode, pretty quick, short synopsis, I think. Applejack and Rainbow Dash have a bit of a competition going because, well, horseshoes. So they go ahead and do an Iron Pony competition to see who's better. There's some questionable stuff going on resulting in questionable results. So they go to the running of the leaves to basically prove once and for all who's the Iron Pony or whatever, and they're racing along with all the others, and they eventually fight so much that they mess up and wind up in last place. That's it.
And learn a valuable lesson in friendship.
Sure, why not? Hit them harder. No, this is obviously this is a season 1 episode. It's quite old now. Remember, this is actually, I believe this one actually aired in early 2011 because this was one of the later episodes in the season. But it's kind of interesting just because this is the episode that really kind of establishes a competitive nature between Dash and Applejack. Yep. Because before this was kind of not so super, it wasn't super established quite yet, but
yeah, this is really what set it.
Yep,
set it in,
and also has launched a ship. Really,
yes, this is like the original Apple Dash.
Yeah,
thing.
This was Yes, this aired on January 28th, 2011.
Wow.
Yeah, it was also written by Amy Keating Rogers. How about that?
How about them apples? I already used that once.
Right. So it's really we always wanted to actually. The thing was, we wanted to save this episode for when it actually became fall. But the thing is, right now seasons are actively airing during the fall with new episodes, so we can't really
time that one.
And we were actually going to do this last episode, but
we ended up
a whole bunch of Equestria Girls shorts popped up. So,
and then they didn't.
So now it's like, just get it over with. Just get it done. Yeah, the thing about this thing is it's kind of interesting just kind of seeing the personalities kind of really being established here.
Yeah.
And
which episode was this in the season?
This was number 13.
13, okay, so we're halfway through.
Yeah, more or less the halfway mark.
Halfway through it. We're still establishing characters here and there. It's still season 1, though, so yeah. That
makes sense.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's just the whole Iron Pony competition was just more or less kind of, towards the end, became just a sports montage.
Basically, yeah.
Sports montage. Yeah. It's also, it all started off with just a friendly game of horseshoes.
Yep.
Which is...
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
Yeah. What's really odd about it is, this is more or less the equivalent, for ponies, is more or less equivalent of us literally throwing our
own shoes.
Or socks or whatever.
It's just interesting.
Odd. It's odd when you think about it.
Yeah.
Also, those horseshoes look a little large for them.
Well, they're game horseshoes. If you ever look at an actual horseshoe game, the horseshoes they use would never be used on a
kind of weird.
Horse.
Anyway, also, that one throw Dash made, wow, that was a
little overthrown.
And she broke something.
Who
knows what? Hopefully it wasn't important.
Glass of some sort. Applejack didn't seem so concerned, so...
Whatever. The thing about this episode beyond that, it's weird how the thing about it's kind of a lightweight episode in many ways.
It is. It establishes a lot of stuff, but overall the storytelling is fairly light.
Yeah, pretty basic. It's also the thing of one of those episodes where it's really clear early on one of those episodes in season 1 where it's just kind of Twilight's kind of thrown in, even though just because she had
to be there.
Yeah, at the time, remember, now season 1, every episode had Twilight in it for some reason or another at some point.
Yeah.
She's sometimes the main character, she really had to stretch it to make her fit into the episode.
Stretched. Kind of like the eye muscles. Stretch out your eye muscles.
Yes, because Twilight's an egghead. I remember that actually. I remember the commentary on this in the season 1 DVD. They actually talk about how they actually were they had to kind of fight a little bit to get Egghead approved.
Really?
Because this was back when they had the educational informative tag.
Right.
So getting Egghead they had to really fight to get even that allowed.
Yeah.
So I believe they actually were using a different term initially. I'm trying to remember. I think they were actually going to use nerd or something.
Nerd.
Yeah, they got told they can't do that. It's too, it's too mean.
Too much.
They're told too mean.
Yeah.
So they said with Egghead, they really had to fight for that one, if I recall correctly, which is weird. It was like so tame.
It is, and now it's just the thing.
Yeah, Egghead, and for some shippers, it's an affectionate thing.
Hey, Egghead. Yep. Isn't that how it usually goes? So
obviously, that would mean that Dash is the meathead.
Meathead. Sorta. That's the role she fills. She's the athlete.
Also, what's interesting here is that both Dash and AJ were willing to cheat.
Yes, that's not very honest of AJ, is it?
AJ wouldn't do it until Dash started doing it, or she thought Dash was doing it.
Yeah, thought.
Yeah, just Dash was willing to, bend the rules and outright cheat.
They both were.
But Dash first. Because Dash, as she puts in the beginning, I hate losing.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that the early Dash is very much more willing, because later Dash, I would say, isn't really prone to cheating, but this early Dash, yeah.
There's some weird little things here as we start seeing the establishment of the characters. Some critical points for my original headcanon, which later episodes have changed a bit, especially with parental guidance. That changed a lot of them.
No Firefly.
But, not even that, but, yeah. Those first few scenes were, and still are, quite critical into Dash's personality.
Yeah. bragging, hating losing.
Yeah.
Smack talk.
Well, originally we get this, the I hate losing, how she talks like that.
Yeah.
It's not to Applejack. She says it to herself.
Yeah.
I hate losing. That's sort of under her breath. It really hurts kind of a thing. It's that sort of... It started establishing my original headcanon of her being somewhat self-conscious, where she's trying to constantly overcompensate for it.
Right.
And those little comments like that just like really set that off. And it also later on, when she first starts winning, she doesn't believe it.
Yeah.
If you notice at the beginning of the Iron Pony competition, she doesn't believe that she's gonna win, and she immediately starts complimenting Applejack. I don't think I can beat that. Holy crap, I won. I don't. It's kind of clashes the idea that Dash is always like narcissistic. This directly counters that. It is kind of interesting in that manner.
And the thing is, this is really the only episode that really ever happened.
It's obviously, yeah, but it is something to note. There is other cases it does happen, but it's a little bit more.
Well, and also I remember the Dash. Well, technically AJ was faster on the barrels, but she also knocked that one barrel.
Yeah, she went too fast.
Yeah, well,
too fast for her own control.
Yeah, so she was 17 seconds, but hit the barrel. So
yeah, and Dash made 18 and didn't.
Yep.
Yeah, but another case of that happening is actually in, I think I mentioned it when we talked about the episode Mysterious Mare-Duel. The very first thing, as soon as all the ponies started cheering her, she kind of shied away from it and ran away. Her first reaction was never to, just start taking it all in. It takes a little while. Same here. It wasn't until she started getting a lot of praise later on that she started eating it up. So there was multiple cases that we saw it.
That's kind of a slightly different thing, though.
Slightly different, but it's still similar in personality-wise.
Yeah. There's also some weird competitions. Some of the weird really events in that in the Iron Pony thing was like the chick thing.
Yes, you gotta walk across a muddy field while not getting the chicks dirty.
It's kind of odd. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's like those things. It's like don't break the egg.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that, but it's just a little weird.
It is a little weird,
especially against Dash hat. That's also what happened. It was established like, Dash's wings are giving her kind of a big advantage in a lot of these competitions now.
So is Applejack's super powered Earth Pony magic strength.
Remember at the time the whole super strength thing wasn't really
it hadn't been really established, but looking in hindsight it's like,
especially as, again, Dash won that hoof wrestle. Yeah,
which is weird. At first I thought it was like maybe she slipped or got kicked or something, but that never happened. I don't know. It was just weird.
Yeah, we also then see eventually Dash is more and more trying to use the wings to her advantage hard, including the final one where the
tug of war where she just flies up.
She was or the long jump where she's going to lose. She knows it, and so it's like, come on, try eject her from the game.
Yeah,
because Twilight was officiating.
Not a very good officiator, is she?
I guess she wasn't. She wasn't paying attention. Or she wasn't looking, and it's like, I'll trust that.
Not a very good officiator then. Jeez, Twilight. She's the lowest one in all this. Can't officiate.
Spike was distracting her, obviously. It's obviously Spike. All comes down to it's Spike's fault. Somehow, some way, everything wrong is Spike's fault. I will prove it one day.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, but the tug of war was just, she just was literally about to be pulled into the mud pit and lose, but nope, wings, and just flew straight up, forcing Applejack in a no-win situation.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much strength you can. If you're being pulled up, you can only pull down with as much weight as you have. The only way
Dash or Applejack could have really gotten out of that was starting to swing.
Even then.
Yeah. And which way, it's just kind of
all Dash would have had to do is just let go, just fly down.
Yeah, that was blatantly cheating.
Yeah, it was. I won't deny that one. It's just the fact that you never established those rules.
Yeah, but it's one of those, as Applejack said, it shouldn't need to be established.
Some of them, yeah, I will agree.
That should not be. You should not need to establish it of, hey, don't use your wings. But then the running of the leaves, that was another thing, which is kind of...
Yes, the running of the leaves itself.
They were just so convinced that the other one was... I mean, with Applejack, it makes sense. I mean, Dash already bent the rules a little bit before, so it would make sense that AJ would be kind of untrusting of Dash initially when she tripped.
Yeah.
But then Dash, of course, immediately just... Also,
Dash holds grudges.
It's also... How did you not see that stump? That was a big stump. The rock I can understand not seeing, but that stump, how did you miss that? How did you just...
Funny, it wasn't even on screen until afterwards. It was just like...
Specifically.
I don't know, maybe it was under a bunch of leaves.
Weird.
Or was she looking backwards at the time?
Yeah,
or
she
something?
was. I remember that, but it's just kind of...
Watch where you're running.
Yeah. Keep your eye on the road.
But the whole running of the leaves thing was kind of weird.
Yeah, the whole thing. It's like, the leaves won't fall unless the ponies run by them. Why?
Why? One, the only way that would happen is, if it causes wind, which is like a whole bunch of ponies running doesn't generate that much wind.
It wouldn't generate enough. And then the other thing is...
unless they're running really fast.
The other thing was, I think, if anything, it'd be more efficient for them to, like start, kicking the trees. If
Or
they're
just
try to knock them down.
Have the weather team come by, which is part of Dash's job. Just blow the wind in, and there you go. It's just kind of odd.
And then at the end, it's like all these leaves and fall down because you two were too busy not running.
It's like an entire field of runners, and nothing happened because these two didn't do anything.
An entire herd of ponies.
Just like so much is dependent on those two somehow.
And also Celestia is there because reasons.
Also Celestia just shows up.
and showing off her sheer power.
It's always been a weird scene for me.
It's always
front
been
looking from the front as she's walking with the wings spread.
And head and
it's
face, nose up.
Yeah.
It's odd. Yeah, it's always looked a little odd.
Although I can't say it needed to go away because without it, we wouldn't have had the Russian Talking Ponies video that was made. It was so critical to that. It was so great.
Yeah. Speaking of little weird things, this is season 1, so there's some weird stuff in the animation wise, like
the sweating.
Yeah, the sweating stuff on Dash looked
like
the sweat was just literally appearing. We saw cut and copy paste ponies when they first started running.
Oh geez, it was like they took they had 8 or 9 background ponies, and then they just
much.
Maybe 5 or 6 then,
yeah,
and then they just copy pasted, literally just
again.
copy pasted them for the initial run. It was like,
there's also a bit when they were talking. There's literally 4 of them just kind of standing there, literally no animation whatsoever, not even blinking.
Yeah, season 1 had
and
all
also
the weird
leaves.
little animation
Sometimes we see the leaves fall, and they look kind of like they're always kind of over the screen and not actually there. So yeah, it's kind of weird seeing the animation kind of. I remember a lot of us praised the animation. And it's like, yeah,
because it was the best we had.
For Flash, it was pretty impressive, but now it's like
now they do even so much more with it.
Now it's like, whoa, it's rough.
Yeah, it is interesting looking back and seeing how it was in season 1 compared to what we have now.
There's also a couple of nice faces in here, particularly that one, the face that Dash made with the
eyes,
wall-eyed, gone completely wall-eyed.
Yep. So many little scenes and poses and stuff that we've used.
A couple of lines
fandom.
here and there too.
Yep. Hi, muscles.
Egghead.
I am the Iron Pony.
Yes, Pinky and Spike commentating and.
Oh geez,
Too much fudge. I can't budge. Also, a lot of horse puns.
Holy crap, the horse puns.
All over a lot of them, including also a name drop of the show, My Little Ponies.
Yes, the random name drop. We don't get so many of those anymore. It's kind of sad a bit.
Yeah.
Going back and watching these season 1 episodes, it's so much more lighthearted.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, it's still lighthearted.
It's still lighthearted, but just so much more, I guess, in season 1.
I don't know.
Kind of miss that a bit.
I think what you're really thinking of is the fact that when the fandom's still young and not as super critical as the show as it is now.
I guess. I get in some ways. There's so many just little faults here and there, like plot holes and stuff that I just never cared about. Now, if this episode were to have aired now, it would have been ripped to pieces. Like, seriously. There's so many little things here and there. Like, we talk about the running of the leaves. How that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. We didn't care. Still don't really care. It's the season 1 episodes. We give it that sort of grace.
Season 1 gets a special.
It has a special place in all of our hearts.
Well, most people's.
Most people's, I guess.
Yeah. But it's one of those, I remember we've said this before, but if we really were looking at season 1, it would be a very middling season overall compared to later seasons.
Mm-hmm. It's not perfect. It's got a lot of little problems here throughout the entire season. We just tend to gloss over it because of nostalgia.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, really, anyone says, like, season 1 was the best. It's really not.
Yeah,
it's just that way because that's what you remember when you first watched.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of little tiny references and just jokes in there. I like the shaving a haircut when the apple's falling on Rainbow Dash's head.
Oh, yes.
Shaving a haircut. Yeah. Twilight's, of course, her number's 42.
Ah, yes. Twilight's number's 42.
I get it. Yeah. Also, just kind of just the whole funny, just that whole thing of just Twilight got 5th.
Twilight got 5th because she paced herself and sprinted at the end.
Yep. Got 5th. I just like the setup of. I remember the first time I watched, like, holy crap, did Twilight win?
Yeah.
Because that's what you're supposed to think. Like, holy crap, she won. Who won? We never know who won.
We don't ever know. One of the pack.
Yeah, one of them, but who?
But who?
But who?
We shall never know. It is the greatest mystery of My Little Pony fandom. Who won the running of the leaves?
I'm going to say Bon Bon. Because.
Maybe.
She's an Earth Pony, why not?
Maybe, yeah.
It was Celestia.
It was Celestia.
That's why
Celestia
won. I win. Okay.
She wins by default. She shows up in last place. I won. Okay.
Okay. Okay. It's like that scene from Lunar Eclipse of Fluttershy and Luna. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah, this kind of weird, just some of it.
We also got a name drop for location. We got the Whitetail Woods.
Oh, yeah. Almost
It was the first time we mentioned
one of the
that.
reference I forgot was kind of a bit of a Looney Tunes classic cartoon reference, which is
the switching
the
of the
bees.
sign. Oh, the bees.
The switching of the sign to one and the bees, well, kind of forming the question mark and exclamation point. That's a thing that used to...
That is a thing. They can't talk, so...
Yeah, it's just
they do
that's
that.
a classic thing that you've seen in cartoons. So it's kind of nice seeing that. Although it's weird, just they, it's just funny that they don't find out that Dash is in the bush right there.
In the bush, yes. Where'd you go?
And you think at some point Applejack would realize something's off about this
Why am I
path.
running up over a mountain?
And also the horse noise at the end. Horse noises.
Horse noises.
Horse noises.
Actual horse noises.
I always love that when the horse noises show up.
Yep, it's always great. Nay.
I say thee nay. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of just strange just how many ways this episode's kind of threadbare, but
it is. There's a lot going on, but there also isn't. There's
a lot of
of visual activity,
Yeah.
I guess, is what it is. But as far as storyline, it is fairly threadbare. But it also didn't really need to be.
Yeah,
it is a bit interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of an odd thing, and that I think a lot of the season 1 episodes are kind of along these lines of the story is super basic.
Yeah, I mean, the writers are still getting used to the characters, or things are still getting established, and all that sort of stuff going on.
What's a canon?
What is canon?
What does that mean? What's that mean? Yeah, remember they've none of, as I said, a lot of them, they never really worked on a show where that was sort of thing was really important. So for them, this is a whole new experience of actually having to keep continuity and whatnot.
Establish and maintain continuity.
Yeah, even if it was with Lauren Faust involved, she had a grand plan for it all, but well, we'll never see the rest of it.
Yeah,
we saw pieces of it.
Yeah,
we'll never see the rest. Yeah, so it's kind of an odd one. Also, it's also weird because this episode is the beginning of fall, but it aired after Winter Wrap Up.
Ah, yes.
And its production order is after Winter Wrap Up as well.
Yeah.
And this
is this chronological?
Yes, the chronological. This was a.
And you should know this one. This subject
yes, I
fairly
brought
well.
this up at TrotCon. I still wish I recorded that panel.
Yeah.
Hindsight, I should have at least put my phone on the table and recorded, but oh well.
You still have the notes, right?
I think I might have
And
some
the
of them.
slides.
Yeah, I still have some of those, but
You could probably regenerate it.
I'm pretty sure I have them. I just need to see if they're actually usable as in a way that makes sense to other people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just always gone with this. Just switch the places of those two to make it work. Assume no episodes take place during winter, because every other episode is just green as far as the eye can see, which is part of the reason why there's no green ponies.
Yes.
Instead, they blend too much into the background.
Yes. Also, green should only be an accent.
Yeah, here we are.
And yet.
It's fine.
It's fine. It'll all
Already
be
is
fine.
wrong. Whoever said green is not a creative color is wrong.
Green is not a creative color. Anyway, we're getting a little sidetracked.
Whatever. It's no big
It
deal.
happens.
Right. But yeah, it's just kind of it's an early episode. It's the first, hey, wait a minute, of timeline stuff. It's also got the weird stuff with the running the leaves. It's just kind of an odd thing in the first place.
Odd. When you really dig into this episode, you start seeing more little odd things. I cannot bring myself to say this is a negative episode at all. I still love this episode. I do. But I also have to really, really realize that a lot of this is nostalgia. There's nothing bad about it, but it's got a lot of holes in it here and there. I still enjoy
think for me,
it.
It's always been a very okay episode.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best of season 1, but it's definitely not a bad episode.
Yeah.
But it is kind of threadbare, and there's a lot of little plot holes riddled throughout it that you just kind of have to just go with.
Actually, that's the funny thing is Winter Wrap and Fall with Their Friends are actually separated only by Call of the Cutie between.
Yes.
It's Call of the Cutie, which I believe we did talk about that one.
I believe we did, yes.
That's the one we talked about before at TrotCon. How about that?
How about that?
Right. So, I don't think we can really
There's not
go
much
any
else to
further on
talk
this
about
one.
on that one, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's also it is kind of weird that a whole bunch of ponies just kind of slowly started showing up to see these two. Like, there was no official announcement or anything. They just kind of said, that's going on over here. Okay, we'll watch that.
That's kind of cool. It's a competition. It's always kind of fun.
And ponies, I guess these ponies in this particular town just herd animals, and they just kind of do
You
whatever
mean
everyone
horses
else,
are
whatever
herd
else is
animals?
doing. Yes, they just do whatever everyone else is doing.
Follow
That's what seems to happen.
the herd.
Yep, why not? Like lemmings. Oh no. I guess I'm well aware that the lemmings thing was all faked by Disney because they're trying to get good footage about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's it for that.
Yep.
It was an all right episode back then. It's still an all right episode now, even though
It's important.
there's kind of a lot of issues.
Yeah. It's
Let's
an
say that.
important episode.
To a
As
degree.
far as like story and character development goes.
To a degree, yeah. Mostly,
It is
I think I
important.
would say argue it's more important on the character development, not so much on the story part.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, it is important, but enjoy it all you want. I still kind of do. It's got a lot of holes.
Yeah, this is one of those. This is an episode of the characters are far more important than storyline.
Yes, this is
In
a
fact,
character
a lot of
episode.
episodes are like that. Or
Yes.
just characters are far more important than the storyline. If you don't care for the characters, you're going to find it boring.
Yeah. Like you and Fluttershy episodes.
Pretty much. So, go ahead. Moving on from that, we got fan content.
Fan content.
Starting with music.
All right, so first song I'm going to feature this week is Synthis, Dance the Night Away.
We'll be here till the sun comes up. The bass in the air and lights above. We are who we are and that won't change. The ponies who dance the night away. Pour up, get down, let the melody take you there. Spin that record, tell the DJ what you wanna hear. Dancing all night, let the speakers blast away. Party non-stop, keep it going till the break of day.
This is a very smooth song that's very much Synthis' style. If you've ever listened to any of his earlier works, you'll definitely recognize the style stuff here. This is sort of based on that rave scene from Saddle Row Review. It's dancing the night away to the music and forgetting your troubles. It's really good. If you like Sam's stuff, Synthis' stuff, I really enjoy it. So check it out. It's kind of nice to see Synthis doing pony songs again. He hasn't done one in a while, so that's kind of cool too.
Right. I see the title and I just think of the Dance Magic song.
I know.
That's what I thought it was. I thought when I saw the title, I thought it was a remix of the Dance Magic song.
When I saw the notification, I thought the same thing too.
So I was listening
remix.
to it, I was like, oh, this is an
original.
interesting remix. Oh, wait, it's not a remix.
It's not a remix. It's
Anyway,
original.
yeah, it's a kind of laid back.
It is.
Which
Most
is,
of Synthis' stuff is.
very laid back. The vocals are pretty decent. And yeah, it's a pretty good song overall.
Mm-hmm. Next one I have is Time to Be Awesome, remixed by Faulty. It's a nice prog house remix and this is actually the first remix of a movie song, the MLP movie song that I have featured, I believe. And this one, it's a bit reminiscent of the old Archie songs. It's got the same sort of feel to it, that prog house bounciness. I think they did a pretty good job of it. It does have a couple little faults, I think. Vocals are a little bit quieter than I'd like, and there's like a reverb-esque effect through it that kind of makes them sound like they're singing underwater a bit, and that's not supposed to happen until later in the movie.
Right.
But yeah, otherwise, I think it was fairly well done.
Yeah, you kind of touched on it, the muffled sound.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
I like the effect, and I like what they're going for, but I think it's a little bit too much, but not enough to really say
I disagree
it's
on this too much. I think it works real. The only problem is the vocals are pretty quiet for some reason. It's,
yeah. The muffled part doesn't help that.
Yeah.
It could usually be a little bit louder. Either way, I still think it's a good song, and I highly recommend checking it out. And the last one I've got is Vylet Pony's In a Rush.
Remember when they all started feeling like on the run? Gotta find a way out of here, 'cause we keep crashing, 'cause we're in a rush now, baby. Let's get from the start, and I just can't go back to that, 'cause I'm feeling alive, 'cause we're in a rush now, baby, and we're doing fine.
This one's really fun and different. It's got sort of a 80s, 90s-esque different, unique tone to it. You hear it, and I hope you understand what I mean by that one, but it's really cool, really fun, and I really like this one.
Yeah. It's got the frantic beginning. Very frantic. Just, ah! What's cool about the voice is it's a harsh voice, but it's not grating.
Yeah.
It's
Violet's got a very unique voice in that.
It's very harsh, but very good way.
Yeah.
I really like this one, actually. I think it's my favorite of these three.
Yes, that's why I put it at the last, because it's probably my favorite too.
Oh.
Save the best for last. Yeah. I love it. It's got little name drop, well, not really name drop, but couple little phrase drops here. Hearts as strong as horses. And
Yeah.
It's got a kind of cool message too when you, like if you go and read the YouTube description, what he wrote the song about. So it is pretty cool there. This is off of his Tales from Equestria compilation album they just put out. So go check those out. And that's the music I got.
Right, so I don't have a new fanfic this week.
Shame.
Whatever. And that's part of the reason is because of the updates. 3 fics
wow.
updated.
And one of them.
That's why I'm not really doing a new fanfic this week. Anyway, start off, I'm going to go ahead and do them in the order they updated in. Enchanted Kingdom got a new chapter in which Twilight got a job, and Rarity has a really hard time staying away from her, and they find Celestia.
Sort of,
Or
yes.
Sort of. Kind of find her.
Kind of, yes.
That's more or less what happened in the chapter.
It's a very, very interesting chapter. Like, Twilight finds a job.
Twilight gets a job.
Sort of, yeah, yes.
She
Sort of, not really, yes, maybe.
And she even had to fight with her employer about payment. Yeah, that's a new chapter. Second Chance's redemption story got a new chapter as well, which a little bit more arguing about Adagio and whatnot, and
something with a timber as
yes,
well.
Timber as well. We can see that something clearly happened. Oh no.
Well, if it's gonna go the way I think it's gonna go, and keeps hinting at the way it's gonna go, something's gonna have to happen
Yeah.
there.
Probably. So that's a new development there. And the worst of all possible worlds.
Yes.
The one with Sunset
How
hopping
many times
behind
did that
Twilight.
update?
Yeah, it got 4 new chapters over the course of a few days.
Wow.
Yeah, the one with Sunset's following into the messed up worlds that Twilight saw in season 5 finale.
And having to fix them.
Yes, and trying to fix them. A lot of stuff happened over the course of a few chapters, but let's just say, turns out Applejack has her own agenda and may not be able to be trusted.
The
Oh,
honest
no.
one can't be trusted.
Oh, and Sunset met Celestia in this world.
Yes.
Mhm. Interesting stuff. And
Very interesting stuff.
a couple other things regarding elements and whatnot as well.
Yes.
And
This is definitely shaping to be an interesting
segment.
not chapter, but act, I guess.
Arc, as he calls it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really liking Nightmare Moon and Sunset's interactions. That it's
I really want to see what's going on with Applejack and whatnot, and the other character Applejack's working with.
yes. Sunset's and Nightmare's interactions are kind of reminding me of Twilight and Celestia from what was that one you featured, the Mare and the Moon,
Oh, right.
where Twilight
The
was
mayor who once lived on the moon. I
yeah,
think.
where Twilight was put in position to talk back to
Celestia was
Celestia.
pretty much zero consequence.
Yeah, it's like her job is to talk back, basically.
Yeah, it was called The Mayor Who Once Lived
Yeah,
on the Moon.
that's the one. But where Sunset's sort of doing that to Nightmare Moon.
Yeah, Nightmare Moon's not,
What are you gonna do? You gonna kick me out? Then you lose your elements. So she can confront her directly where others can't. And I love that interaction that's going on between them.
Yeah, check those all out. There's a lot going on there and all those. Some big updates for all of them, I think.
Yeah, big updates.
Particularly for the last one.
Yeah.
Nothing else updated. I just double checked.
Oh, it'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, probably. And that'll be awkward because I can't talk about it for another.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah. So, that's it.
Yep, that's it.
No new fanfics, like I said. So we're at the very end of the episode.
Very end.
Yep.
Here we are at the end.
Yes, the end. If you'd like to hear past and future episodes as well, you can go to pony411.libsyn.com. Again, that's spelled Libsyn. You can subscribe to RSS feed and whatnot there. You can also go to iTunes and search for Pony411 and, subscribe, comment, rate, review, all that jazz. You can also search for us on Stitcher, Stitcher.com, or the iOS or Android apps. And search for Pony411, all that stuff. There's, of course, youtube.com/pony411. You can like, comment, and subscribe there and whatnot. Good stuff. Why not? Also, our reviews go up there as they show up.
When they happen.
The Tempest Shadow plush review went up. It's very short.
It's very short.
Yes.
Like her horn.
Yes. And there's also Google Play, play.google.com/music. Remember, you have to go there specifically or else you won't find us. And once you do go there, go to search for Pony411 and subscribe. How about that? And, of course, there's Ponyville Live. These are there. The YouTube version is there, along with other shows and radio stations. And one of those radio stations is, of course, Ponyville FM, where we air every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. Of course, every other week is a repeat because we're bi-weekly again, because it's a hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Hiatus. Ugh.
We're still going with that. Anyway, if you want to contact us, you can do so via email, pony411podcast@gmail.com. Questions, criticisms, comments. What did you think about today's episode? What did you think about what we thought of Follow Other Friends? What did you think about Follow Other Friends? Were you there when it first aired? All that stuff. Why not, right? Or were we wrong? No, it's not a boring episode. No, it's not problems. No, shut up. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's not my nostalgia talking. I don't know. Contact that way anyway, or facebook.com/pony411. You could like us there and see the new episodes as they show up and whatnot. Also pictures of the conventions we've been at, and also links to the reviews of toys and whatnot as they come out as well. And of course, there's Twitter. We're at pony411. You can follow us there.
Tweet us. Yes.
Like, retweet, tweet us, whatever.
Send us nonsense.
Yes, you can listen to your MLP Christmas album now.
Well, you could listen to it any time, but
You
now
can
it's
listen
the
to
proper
it
time.
now. You can listen to it now. You weren't allowed to before. The pony police would come after
The
you.
pony police.
Yep.
Is anything like the fashion police?
The horse police.
Horse police.
There you go. That sounds better.
The horse police.
Yep. You ponied irresponsibly.
You ponied your response. No.
Don't do that.
Don't do
we
that.
warn you every
Every
episode.
time.
Anyway, you could also follow our personal Twitters. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1 and he's at Alca7raz with a 7 instead of a T and an underscore at the end. I finally started playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Finally. Such
Part
a
of you
good game.
There's part of me who just didn't want to do it just because you're
just
so
to spite me.
Oh, yes.
Just to spite. Because you're that kind of person that just spites everyone. Ah.
You won't get Gravity Rush from Gravity Rush, so there.
Well, now it's too late because half the stuff's going to be disabled. And then
Not
the second
half the
one.
stuff, it's only a small piece of the game. You're just going to miss out on some costumes.
Alas. C'est la vie.
But yeah, you can follow us on those things too.
Stalkers.
Yeah, follow us there and also see my video reviews of toys and stuff, mostly Transformers.
Yeah.
So there should be one coming out soon, which is not Transformers. I don't know what you've been tweeting.
I don't even know what I've been tweeting.
Anyway, that's it for this episode. We'll come back in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Eventually with something. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. But until then, though, please pony responsibly, like we said earlier.
Yep.
So, see you next time.